Hi, my name is Aditya, and in this video we are going to look at the camera features of the Nokia 3.2 budget Android One smartphone. This phone gets a single 13 megapixel camera but with autofocus support, while 5 megapixel selfie camera on the front, which is housed in the water drop notch over here. And in addition to this, in terms of the software, the stock Android 10 operating system gives you a lot of filter options which can be done before sharing it on social media. So let's look at the top features of this budget phone. So this is the budget Nokia 3.2 smartphone. As you can see over here, this has a single 13 megapixel rear camera, and then on the front you have a 5 megapixel selfie camera. The capabilities are not quite enhanced, so we'll just walk through the software features of this phone's camera. And as you can see over here, the 13 megapixel camera, along with that you have the LED flash at the bottom. Now let's look into the camera interface of this phone. So as you can see, this is the rear camera. It's got a single rear camera. Nowadays it's quite rare to see a single sensor, but that's what Nokia has gone ahead with this budget 3.2 smartphone. It's Android 10 powered, so you get stock Android features in terms of software capabilities. But in terms of interface, as you can see, it's quite basic, and you have this auto mode option over here. So auto mode is something, so now let's say if you don't want to manually set all the brightness and shutter speed and aperture level, so the phone will define an auto setting for you depending on the conditions you are in terms of how the light is and what condition of the day or night you are in. So it will automatically figure out what it wants to click and how it wants to click, and it will do that for yourself. You just press this button and it gets done. Then you have the video option over here. So now, because it's a single camera, there are not a lot of capabilities. You don't get different angles. You just have to click this button right at this bottom, and then the video will start shooting, and you can shoot it in different resolution, which can be activated using this. And as you can see over here, you go to video resolution, you get different options. So you have full HD resolution, which is 1080p, and then you have the HD resolution, which is 720p. So you can do that for front and the rear camera, so that's a good capability to have. And as you can see, this is the auto mode, and then this is the video mode for the rear camera. Then moving on to the front camera. Now the front camera is a 5 megapixel selfie camera. As you can see over here, again, not a lot of options. This is the audio mode, and that was the video mode. So when you go to the auto, then you can clearly see the lighting is getting much more slighter defined in terms of the skin tones. And then you have the auto mode. Then you have the HDR mode, which can be turned on automatically. You can switch it off, or you can even turn it on as well. So these are all the options that you get in terms of the HDR option. In terms of other options, that let's say if you want to set the video resolution for the front camera, you can do that using this as well. And then photo resolution, you can define the aspect ratio. So now you have 4:3 aspect ratio, which is clicked at 30 megapixel, which is the standard resolution of the rear camera. Then you have 4:3 using the 4 megapixel sensor capability. So what it does is it underpins the sensor capability of the rear camera, and it gives you same aspect ratio but at a lower resolution. And then finally you have the 16:9 ratio, which is primarily the video format that you get. This is shot at 10 megapixel capability. So these all the underpinning capabilities, pixel binning capabilities as we call them, is available through the Android 10 operating system running on the phone, and the software capabilities ensure that with filter options that you have additionally, you can set different kind of options. And this is something this you can also manually set as well. So you can, let's say, define light, and you can have different kind of options, different filter options, and you can define what kind of color tones you want depending on the kind of people you are. And then you have different kind of buttons that you can press and define as well. So these are all the options that you get with the Nokia 3.2 smartphone's camera, front and back, on this budget phone. So as you can see, this phone's camera might be a single sensor, but it is quite capable, and you can get a lot of filter options before sharing it on social media. Even the front camera, what you do is not only click selfies, but you can also take video calls through apps like Google Duo, and then you have Zoom and WhatsApp calling for sure. So these are all the features that you get with the Nokia 3.2 and its camera capabilities on the front and the back. Thanks for watching this video. Stay tuned with us for more.